Alrighty. How we doing?
Good evening, all.
We weren't having. Facebook is having issues today. I don't know what entirely is going on. But it's dealt with now.
That's yours.
Oh, I have it on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Here, pass it around. I'll move this. Oh. We're having technical issues too, I guess. Don't know how to put tea in front of ourselves.
We got a good show for everybody tonight. We got some books to review. Quite a few nice ones. I enjoyed them all, I believe. We don't seem to get any books that are bad anymore, or we just weed them out fast enough that we don't notice them.
We've been pretty good at catching them.
Yeah.
And not much stuff has been too bad either.
No, I've enjoyed everything lately.
I think it's just a matter of us being open. I mean, there is some stuff that's not great, like was that Werewolf Frankenstein, or Zombie? Bigfoot.
But that was a long time ago. I mean, that's probably like one of the last books that was a bad one.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to have a show where we go and choose all the bad books from the last few months and just review those
and see if they're still bad.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm sure they are.
Well, some books pick up. We got lots of like Hollywood news and lots of movie stuff being announced and TV shows and streaming stuff. So that's kind of cool. We got our usual people to thank out there. We got the 204 group, 204 Comics.
Omnibus of the week from 204.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty bad. That one of us is getting one once a week.
The only reason I haven't got one is because all the ones I want haven't come in yet. They're just haven't showed up yet. And then also, I was about to thank ourselves there. We should thank ourselves. We've done a lot of good stuff lately. And
there's a lot of stuff coming.
A lot of good stuff coming. I'm kind of proud. It's been only a year, and well, I won't say we're kicking butt and taking names, but we're tapping on shoulders and whispering in ears for sure. We got the Big Country guys. I saw that the name has blanked me again. The Conan book there, they have the Sumerian book there. They got it a week early, so those are all being shipped out a week early. That's pretty awesome. And things are getting sketchy. They're having some really good turnouts now that they got. Things are being organized over there now. they got
Don't say that. They watch it.
No, I sent that to Stefan the other day and he laughed. They put up a long-term schedule for all the artists and themes coming up, and now they got not just the posters every week, but now he's got like live videos, like a live commercial trailer videos that look pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was
too.
Pretty sweet.
I know. So this week coming up is Batman theme, obviously, of course, because the Batman movie coming out. I'm hearing some good things about that Batman movie.
I didn't even know there was a Batman movie.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I'm hearing some really good things. Like, I don't want to jinx or nothing, but I'm hearing it's like one of the best, if the best Batman movie yet. So we'll see how that goes. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the villains are. Well, might as well talk about it now. We started.
Hold on. Let's start with the news first today. Then let's go a little bit backwards.
Yeah.
This is Batman. Gonna totally throw me off.
It's Batman themed, so let's do like that. I want to see all the villains' perspectives in this. Like, I hear that. Like,
I hear that it is. This is Batman's second year, and we haven't seen it yet, so no spoilers for anybody.
That's right.
This is Batman's second year, and it's essentially based off of The Long Halloween, where it's the villains' origin stories and all these more eccentric villains coming out.
And I'm hearing too, like, even though we do see Batman in costume and he's got the souped up Batmobile muscle car there, most of the movie's a detective, and that's what a lot of people liked about him being a detective. And again too, I just want to see it too. They really have some really cool portrayals of. I want to see Catwoman. And I want to see
hearing great things.
Yeah,
Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah. And I also want to see
Colin
Farrell's Penguin, because
Paul Dano's Riddler.
Yeah, you don't recognize him as Penguin.
I forget the name of the guy that plays.
I believe, right?
No, not that I've heard of.
No Killer Croc.
No.
Oh, okay. Is there a guy that maybe they mentioned that?
I don't know, but if there is, that's probably a spoiler.
Oh no, I'm not saying that, because there's a Batman book that comes out this week and it has all those people in it too. That's why.
It's not related to
I know it's not movie related, but I'm just saying.
And I forget his name.
What do you want?
Guy playing Commissioner Gordon. I always forget his name, but he's in a lot of stuff. He's in.
Is it Jeffrey Irons?
Oh, Jeffrey Wright. I think that's his
Wright.
name.
Yeah, the guy that plays the Watcher voice.
He's the Watcher. He's in Westworld. Which is a great show on HBO.
That's Jeffrey Wright. Yeah, he's awesome in that
Really
too, I
good.
hear. So yeah, that's supposed to be good. Yeah, and you mentioned the Long Halloween. I saw on Key app today that there's a promotional Long Halloween, basically reprint being put out from IMAX.
And yeah, guys, we're getting that actually in Winnipeg here.
Where is there an IMAX here?
Well, one of the theaters in IMAX, but they were just handing it out at. That's why I said people were seeing it earlier this week, and a fan screening. Remember, I said I'd gotten the email to it, but I couldn't find it after I deleted it.
Yeah.
So that's some Batman news. Another piece of Batman news, which is I guess really coincidental. I don't know if they lined it up this way
it's
or
all
what.
lined up.
But Chip Zdarsky is going to be taking over Batman's run in
125.
In a long term, not just for a small arc or anything. So I guess he must be picking up after Tinian's run.
Well, there's that run going on now that's like a short in between gapper.
Yeah,
but he'll be continuing on from there. He'll be it'll be continuing on because even this is still continuing on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he'll be the next long-term arc writer, and he'll have that same artist back that he had for Tinian's run.
Yeah,
that guy.
Yeah, and I'm assuming this is the cover. It must be a wraparound. Because this is the artwork I keep seeing for that. That's where I got this from.
It could be that, or it could be that Chip Zdarsky book that Batman he did a little while ago, The Imposter, or the Batman the One, or whatever. But I mean, that's probably it's only 125, and we're at 121 now. So yeah, I'm sure that's the solicitation.
Yeah. Next we got what is being called the final trailer for Morbius.
It looks good.
It does look good. I just thought this movie was supposed to come out like 4 years ago by now.
Yeah.
And
he was supposed to come out in January and it got pushed back like 2 weeks before.
Yeah. It does look good. I'm just getting tired of waiting for it, and at this point I really don't mind waiting to just watch it online.
Yeah. Hopefully the scariest part of this movie isn't the poster.
That's a really good poster, isn't it?
I know, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like
I have noticed Morbius looks kind of dumb with his goatee beard. That doesn't go away when he's a vampire. I mean, obviously. But it looks a little bit weird. At first I thought it was blood smear, but I'm realizing looking at this poster, he's got a bit of a goatee.
I thought it was just gore as well, too.
Yeah.
What else?
Here, we got...
yeah, that just came out yesterday.
A little bit strange, because I didn't know that this was even really still a popular franchise. If it is, I think it might have fallen into one of those like more cult classic type of games.
Nostalgic.
I remember playing it when I was 5-6 years old.
Yeah, that's when it was out.
Anthony Mackie is starring in a Twisted Metal movie?
Streaming. No, well, I think it's a series.
Series?
But it's on Peacock too.
It is
streaming service, which I thought was weird as well.
Yeah, I saw.
But Peacock's picking up lots of different stuff lately because
they're expanding. They're expanding their streaming stuff.
Because what was that other one we were talking about a few weeks ago that we were surprised it was going on Peacock?
I don't know, but it was something else that was
a little different.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
So yeah, weird. I don't know any of the characters. To me, it was just like a crazy
it was just
demolition derby.
Yeah, but I guess they have real characters, and like that clown's one of them. Obviously,
the clown's named Sweet Tooth. Yeah,
it's gonna be like a Mad Max bash 'em up type of game, I'm sure.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm excited for that.
So
okay.
I changed it around, changed the order.
Yeah. They finally nailed this guy down for his name is John Dimaggio.
Yeah.
And he finally agreed to come back with the rest of the crew.
He said he wasn't coming back, and he made all these huge public statements that Hulu was not paying, the proper rate, and he refused to work.
Hulu meaning Disney.
Well, Disney has majority share, but I don't think they own all of it.
They
might own all of it now.
They own all of it.
Merger.
No, what it is they own all of it, but they only have majority share up until like 2 years from now, and then 2 years they own it completely.
Yeah. So yeah, he's coming back, and the rest of the cast were already there. I think he knew what he was doing by coming out and saying, "Oh yeah, I'm not coming back," because they weren't going to do this show without Bender. They really weren't. You can't do that's like doing The Simpsons without Homer Simpson or without Bart Simpson.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying if he held out long enough, they would have moved on without him. They would have. Yeah, he plays cards out. He got it. That's cool. And then, I never watched any of those shows, but I still think it's cool that they're finally bringing them all back. And
Futurama was another one of those shows from the 90s. I don't think it was. I think it was canceled during the 90s and then came back in the early 2000s.
Well, I think it only started in the 90s.
It came and went a bunch of times.
Yeah, it's like its fourth time being brought back.
Yeah. And then in
Turtle news.
Turtles 130.
No, 127.
Nope, 130. I looked it up. That's where the cover art's from.
That's just her in the cover. It's 127 because I pre-ordered it.
Oh, well, 127 then. Pretty sure it told me 130 online.
No.
But Venus de Milo's coming back.
Yeah. Well, being introduced into this continuum.
Well, yeah, coming back to the Turtles universe. I don't think
was-
she was ever really in the comics other
No.
than in
That's silly.
was it The Next Mutation or something? Ninja Turtles Next Mutation?
Well, it was a TV show or some sort.
Yeah, I don't think
know
it
what it
even
was
went
called.
on that long.
It was like one season on Fox or something.
Yeah. They had a team up with the Power Rangers, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I saw that actually.
Yeah.
I think that's it. No, there's still a little bit more news.
Well, what else do you have for news? That's all I had.
No, I got more. Beetlejuice.
Oh, yeah, that does that. Hold that up. That does not look like it says Beetlejuice. That says Belly. I can't even.
Beetlejuice 2 is finally coming.
Now, is this 100% confirmed?
Yes.
Or is this...
No, this is 100% confirmed.
Studio confirmed?
Yes, Brad Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Pitt's production studio, or company, I guess they call it, is going to be making Beetlejuice 2 with Winona Ryder and Michael Keaton returning as Lydia and old BJ himself. I don't want to say his name. We said it 2 or 3 times there, so...
There's worse things that could happen around here.
I don't know, man. Yes, that's awesome. So I don't know what kind of story will take shape. I know at one point originally they wanted to make it like the second one a long time ago was always rumored to be like Beetlejuice goes Hawaiian type of thing, but yeah. I don't know if that'll happen, but who knows.
Well, you imagine like a Weekend at Bernie's kind of Beetlejuice?
I just think it'll be so awesome because Michael Keaton,
he's going back to all his old roles.
Well, not even just that. Like, even though he's older now, I'm sure he would still be like, he never walked off the set doing Beetlejuice.
Oh, he's hilarious. If you see him in interviews, he's hilarious.
You've only seen Michael Keaton in the last 20 years of your life. When I was your age and even younger, like a little kid, he was a comedic actor, like Mr. Mom and all these movies. Like, you haven't seen any of those stuff. He was hilarious, man.
That's it for like news.
I believe.
Anything else we can circle back around to? Yeah,
well, I was gonna do some mail call stuff. We got a lot of interesting stuff in the Nat Daddy house this week, but we can circle around to that.
We'll circle around.
We just started talking about Batman, so back to our regularly scheduled program, I guess.
Yeah, and then we'll skip Marvel because we were just talking about Batman. No, we'll go to Batman after. I don't want to keep going out of order. Get confused. Oh. We got a new-ish. Yeah. Got a new-ish volume of What If, except it's only focusing on Miles Morales.
Yep.
And, issue 1 is What If Miles Morales became Captain America?
Yep.
I didn't read this one, to be fair.
I did.
I don't care for all these multiverse things, and I say it over and over. They have this going on. Every Marvel comic has a Gwenverse cover, and it's just too much. I'm tired of it.
And that's what this...
I like these characters, but
that's what this ends up being in the end, and I kind of thought that too going in. But when you first start reading it for I'd say about 3/4 of the book, it's just the what if story. So then it's all right. Then you don't think too much about it, but then you say it turns into that.
But it's a whole what if Miles Morales became... Why don't just bring back What If?
Well, they are, but they just do it in smaller sections and focus on certain things.
Yeah, but this I don't agree with.
Well, you don't.
They had that What If Spider-Man, Dark Shadow, or whatever it was called, and that was like a little mini series. This is all anthology stuff.
No, this is an anthology. Well, it's kind of anthology, but kind of not. And I'll tell you why. So what happens is, it's written by Cody Ziegler, and the art is Pacquiao Medina. And it's really nice artwork. I quite enjoyed that. Pacquiao Medina is
it does
really
have
good artist.
Some really nice covers there.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's on Miles' stuff pretty regularly. I could be wrong, but it looked very familiar and the name sounded familiar. And I would so that was good too. And what it is, and like you said, Todd, it is a multiverse kind of type of thing. But
in the next one, he's Wolverine.
Yeah, and what it is it's what if Miles becomes Captain America? And it's plainly that. It's not that Miles becomes Captain America instead of Cap. And what happens is Cap does his normal thing, like in the normal storyline, and then when he dies, many years later they reboot the program, and then Miles ends up becoming Captain America that way accidentally. So everything kind of gets changed that way, and all his normal Miles character universe people show up in there, but now they're in this kind of.
It's neat how they have the new Falcon or the
Yeah,
new
the
Vulture
Falcon
as the Falcon Captain America.
Yeah, well, her name's Starling.
Yeah.
And
I couldn't remember.
Yeah, so I mean that's like I said, that's all woven in there pretty good, and then it could have just stopped there, and ended, right? But then no, they kind of tie it into they end up fighting the Gray Skull, and he has like a machine that's going to open up portals.
The Gray Skull.
It's the Gray Skull, yeah. And he has a machine that's powered by a cosmic cube that's going to open up portals, and they destroy it. And when they do that, they end up seeing like into different little multiverses, and then Miles Cap there sees all these other versions of himself, and then it kind of leads from there. So yeah, so then the next issue will go from there, and then it will all branch together, kind of like the What If series.
After the Multiverse of Madness comes out, that they slow down on the multiverse stuff. I'm fine with seeing it, but I'm tired of everyone crossing in all the time in and out. It's just I would rather see it stuff from our own characters and not 1,000 versions of Spider-Man or Miles or Spider-Gwen, who are already variations of Spider-Man as is.
Yeah, but you say our characters, and even me and you have different versions of the same characters because we're generations.
But it's still that universe.
But yeah, I know. I'm tired of multiverse stuff too, but I try not to think about it too much anymore because this stuff's been around for so long now. There's just so many generations of it that I think of that as just multiverses now. So, yeah, but it's all right. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. But again, still, like you said, it does have that. Much like at the What If cartoon show did, it all had that one kind of underlying current, and that still has that too. So
yeah,
but I enjoyed
it. Hit it pretty well to the end, though.
Yeah,
and that was a nice payoff.
Well, we all saw it coming, and this might happen too. I'm not too sure, but I mean, for anybody who likes Miles or is a younger reader or just wants to get introduced or like the What If stuff, it'll be good for them.
Yeah,
it'd be good to read in a collected format, I'm sure.
And speaking of Doctor Strange, that wasn't even a segue that we had that just lined up, is the new Strange comic, where Clea is the new Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, she's pretty badass
after death of Doctor Strange.
Yeah, she's pretty badass.
Yeah.
It's done by Jed MacKay, and he's been doing a lot of good stuff for Marvel lately. And Mercado Ferreira is doing the art, and I really like the art in there too. It was pretty sharp. So what's going on is, as like Tyler said, Stephen Strange has died, and Clea is now the Sorcerer Supreme, and she wants to bring Stefan back from the dead. It doesn't start off as like that,
which is crazy. People in comics never come back from the dead.
Yeah. They even joke about that in here too. They kind of use that as a way to justify them. So her and Wonger want to do that. Her and Wong want to do that, and that's what they're gonna keep working forward. And Clea is she doesn't hold back at all. Where Strange would like do a spell to like restrain someone. She does a spell just like to outright kill people instantly, and they'll rip their heads off tendrils.
She was Sorcerer Supreme of the Dark Dimension.
Well, and that's what it is.
She's not a little bit more.
Yeah, she's intense. She's not human. She, like you said, she is like a dark demon in that.
Yeah.
So so it's interesting to see what happens there.
A match made in hell.
Yeah. Wong is pretty, he's pretty shook up from Stefan dying. He's a drunk basically. He's drinking all the time, and they have introduced a new villain here. His name is the Harvester, I believe. He's kind of cool looking too. He's kind of like Death. He goes around and collects all the souls, and basically he's like Death. He brings them in and out of death or out of hell. So that's kind of a neat looking character. He obviously is going to be bumping heads with her as well. It's neat in here. They have at the beginning of the book they have Dr. Doom calling upon her to say thanks for holding the cape warm for me. I'm going to be the Sorcerer Supreme now type of thing. And she's like, the hell you are, and she throws him out basically, and that's kind of cool. So I enjoyed that book too more than I thought I was going to. So
yeah, so that's the beginning of a new story. But our next one here...
That's it for Marvel? Oh, you got the Star Wars one from Marvel. I was going to do one more Marvel book that came out this week, and it's the Devil's Reign Spider-Man one-shot. But I started to read it, and just as I was starting to read it, I was listening to some reviews on a couple other shows, and they were saying
There's
how
a huge bomb drop in it.
well
It
there
doesn't make any sense because
yeah
it's not the actual Devil's Reign issue hasn't come out yet.
yeah a huge spoiler event that they referred to in there that doesn't come out till next week's issue. So I decided to push that back 1 week, and we'll do it then. So it makes more sense and doesn't wreck anything. So.
Yeah, weird choice.
So they Marvel's not the Marvel, but I mean all these places they do a weird scheduling thing, but I mean there's so much to jostle, right? So
yeah. So Star Wars High Republic number 15. This is the final issue of this series.
is it though? I was thinking about it. Is it the final issue of this series? Because I know the Star Wars Adventures for sure is done.
What's happening is this one is the final issue right now.
Oh,
I don't
it's
know.
like a volume arc.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be considered volume 2 when it comes back this fall. Which it is. It's confirmed to be coming back this fall.
Or they'll just continue on with 16, you mean?
Right.
Okay.
So
whereas that IDW one is the final issue because that
is the final issue
is coming to an end.
No word on if Dark Horse is going to continue the High Republic stuff or not.
Right.
But yeah, so definitely I don't know. I'm not going to spoil this one. It's like I said, it's the final issue. So I do like this cover. How it does.
It looks just like the first issue.
It does, and it shows the changes that everyone's gone through, and it's been a good series. I know some people have quite preferred the Adventures one over this. Like I know yourself, you were enjoying it more, and
I enjoyed both, but I did enjoy the other one a little bit more.
Yeah. So
but, I mean, this one towards the end was good too. But like I said, I'm done with Star Wars now. So.
yeah. There's lots of Star Wars stuff to keep up with. That's.
Yeah. On to DC now.
On to DC.
This
Batman.
This one was the one I was.
Time.
Yeah, this was one I was referring to a little bit earlier, and I really enjoyed this too. And I wasn't expecting to, and not because I'm not a Batman fan. I'm actually a huge Batman fan, but
I still don't think anyone's heard of this Batman guy.
It's just like Spider-Man stuff. There's just way too much of it, so you kind of get tired or burned out of it. But this one I did like. It is Tom King writing it, so Tom King loves writing his Batman books, especially with Catwoman involved. And then you got David Marquez doing the art, and again, really superb art in here.
Mm-hmm.
So what it is you got Croc, Riddler, Catwoman, and Penguin, all working on a caper. It starts off as a bank heist, but it isn't for like money or anything. They end up stealing something from a vault that
it's a pretty classic lineup of villains.
Yeah, but they're all working together, and they're all super hardcore. Like no qualms about hurting people or killing people, even Catwoman in that. Follow through on threats very fast. Killer Croc in here is just savage. Riddler's pretty cool. Riddler's always pretty cool when they don't make him goofy like the Batman 66 series. Like when he's like in his suit and that, like he's been portrayed. He's pretty heartless.
Edward Gorshin.
Yeah, I know.
Frank Gorshin.
Yeah, when they don't make him goofy like that, like Silver Age, and so he's pretty cool. Penguin in here is just disgusting. Like he's just like Batman Returns, Penguin, Danny DeVito, just hideous, gross, and
My favorite depiction of the Penguin is, and they're pretty close, like in similarity, either from the 1990 series there, 94 I think it was, and the way they portray him in the Arkham game series.
When he's like a dark version of Penguin, I like him like in this story, or like he is like Danny DeVito and that. But my all-time favorite Penguins are just like goofy, super friends, superpowers, classic.
So you like the 66 version of Penguin?
Of Penguin, I do.
Now hear this.
Yeah. As long as he's
I think of the Batman movie when they're in the sub.
Yeah, because even in here too, he talks.
That's actually a very similar team. If they had Joker instead of Croc.
Yeah. Croc's makeup would have been just too hard to do. Actually, Croc wasn't even around then. He only came on the edges. He's just gross in here, but I mean, it's not like he's a super villain who has powers, so I like it when he's even as a goofball, because he's just like a Bob Moss, right?
Bob Moss.
A Moss Bob. I thought I was saying that in my head. Bob Moss. Mafia boss.
Yeah, and then again, Penguin tying into the character in the Batman movie.
Yeah, they're all very
he's
similar.
getting his own show. He'll be getting his own show on HBO, and they said that it's going to be kind of like Scarface, his come up from lower to
that's cool.
higher.
Yeah, he has a better story than a lot of them. I mean, there's just so much that he goes through. Like even on that Gotham show, which I know a lot of people didn't care for.
I like that.
That was one of the reasons I liked that show because just seeing how much he went through.
And that's two characters you saw a lot of. Well, three actually. I don't know if you see Croc in there at all, but Penguin and Riddler, they're in that series from the beginning, and same with Catwoman.
Yeah, well, Catwoman was quite different in that series, but
she was younger. She was
super young.
Yeah, same age as Bruce, a little older. Next up is just part 1 of 2 here.
Part 1 of 2, but it does
Earth 3.
But it's like it's a crossover. So the teams that are involved in here are Teen Titans and the Suicide Squad and
Injustice League, or not the Injustice League, the Justice Syndicate or something.
Yeah, that's Earth 3.
Yeah.
So what is going on here is, and this one has multiple artists and multiple storytellers because, like I said, it's a crossover event of sorts, and because each of the pages in here are done by those particular artists. And what it is you got Amanda Waller. She's kind of running from some heroes, and also not necessarily running from heroes, but she's going through all the multiverses, putting up together her own kind of super Suicide Squad, kind of like Doc Ock was doing in that Superior Dark Reign.
Yeah.
So she's doing all that, and she's gone to Earth 3 to get, like you said, the crime syndicate there, which is basically badass supervillain versions of the Justice League. So
how is she going to convince them to work for her?
You know her; she plays those mind games in that, and the only person she has to really convince is Ultraman, Superman, and she ends up doing it in the end.
Owlman there, whatever Batman version.
Yeah, she ends up doing that because, and he's like a vicious dictator that you blink wrong and he just lasers you in half and that. Or even if people are paying like homage to him and that, he just like gets bored and rips them in half. So he's totally vicious. So she's out there doing that, and then you got some members of the Suicide Squad, and you haven't seen the Teen Titans yet show up in there, but they're gonna get involved in there too, and they're trying to track her down and stop this. So some of it has continued on and from those series. So you might have missed a little bit of reference in there. Haven't been following those series as like individually reading them. I know what's going on.
Which Teen Titans? Is it the Titans Academy, or do they have an actual ongoing right now?
Good questions. I think there is a Teen Titans book still going on. Yeah.
Because I know there's the Titans Academy, but
I don't even, to be honest. I know the Teen Titans are in there.
Yeah. Next up. And last we have from DC, I believe. Yep. Nice House on the Lake, number 6.
7.
7?
Yeah. Number 7. This is back after its hiatus.
Right. Yeah, 7. I read 6 on it.
Yeah.
It's back after quite a while. Was it November?
Like November, it's about 6 months. We knew that coming. It seems like it was a long time ago, and it has been, but it seems like it was fast too.
When you read this, it feels like you've forgotten quite a bit of the story.
Yeah, well, it's been a long winter.
And there's a reason for it, though.
Yeah, because this story likes to jump around quite a bit, from the past and the present and multiple things going on at the same time. So it picks up where it left off, and you got from Black Label, James Tynion IV and Alvaro Martinez Bueno doing the art still. Pardon me, I'm choking on it. And you got Walter the Weird Alien, who's introduced himself to the group again, so he's kind of walking around and talking with people, and he's just trying to get everybody to feel more comfortable in the house because he wants them to live there forever peacefully and all that. But what they don't really know what his final goal is in that, and he keeps talking to people, especially this one girl in here who he had a kind of pretty intense relationship with, and whenever something gets too much for him, like when they start questioning his actions or his, what's going on type of thing.
Well, he's in the house with them now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like he's actually living with them in the house.
Interacting
he's
with
not
them.
Distant like he was before. Just has like a weird vision.
No, that's what I'm saying.
He's actually in the house.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's interacting, he's talking with them and that, especially this one girl who he had that pretty intense relationship with. And whenever they start questioning things or when they start saying what's going on or why is this going on, he blanks their memory again, just kind of erases it, so kind of, oh, what were we talking about, and they just kind of keep smoothing things over. So keeps forwarding the story like that. Really, really creepy because you don't know why he's doing this and what his true like power extent is. Some of them in the story here, like they know that every night they can request what they want, and it'll be next morning. It'll show up the door like magic Amazon style. No matter what it is, it'll show up there.
Yeah.
But now they're starting to do things like, well, can we ask for like a whole new building? And they start asking for like. They start writing out blueprints and specific things on there for like a radio tower and that. So they're really testing the boundaries of things here, and yeah, it's a really interesting series. This was definitely the most enjoyable book. They were sort of
testing with it before as well.
Oh yeah,
they know there's things that it will not bring.
Yeah,
stuff that like people, it won't bring people.
Yeah, it can't bring.
It won't bring in anything that'll cause harm to you or the others.
Is that true? I thought they brought a gun in one time. One lady brought in a razor or something. Oh, but it was supposed to be a razor to shave.
But yeah, and then it wouldn't. Yeah. It couldn't kill her or him, and they wouldn't die.
That's right. Yeah, because they are kind of like immortal on there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's interesting. So that's 7. There's 12 issues, so we'll see where it goes. Still 5 more, and even just the covers on here, like it just they're. Like, this one is not a super creepy cover.
It's kind of eerie, though. She's very pale and...
Well, that and just all those rats, man. Like, rats are, no matter who you are disturbing. And it's not like it's a hideous, gross, gory one or spooky, like, supernatural. But that's just a disturbing cover, too.
Next, we're going to Image Comics.
Yep, onto some indies.
And we've got... Oh, I don't like where that's placed. Ooh. There we go. Loaded Bible, Blood of My Blood.
Yeah, this is...
I feel like I've heard of this series before.
Yeah.
Is this a new volume?
Well, this is a new volume, and I've heard of this before too, and I was trying to do some research on it. I couldn't find much. And then after I read this book, on the very back of the book, it tells you what the old story was. Oh. So it's like, oh, geez. But what it is you can see on the cover there, that character in the superhero outfit with the dark hair. That's a clone.
Clone of Jesus? Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, he's a clone of Jesus.
Nice.
That fights against like this over dictating church. And it's kind of like has a knights kind of theme going on.
Yeah.
And what's going on now is also that this church has been kind of infiltrated by vampires. So now it's actually a pretty cool story. Yeah. So now it's like these vampires, and they're going around. And it's kind of like they're the army, and they've infiltrated the church. Mm-hmm. And he goes around defending people who are being going to get killed by the church, or they're going to convert them, type of thing, and stuff like which is basically sacrificing and that stuff. Yeah. He's like Robin Hood, or one of the great knights.
Like Jesus.
Yeah, but he's a clone of Jesus. Because basically it was like the heaven versus hell type of scenario going on.
So we finished the book of Boba Fett, and now we're getting the book of Jesus, which is just the Bible.
Yeah, because apparently in here you have to have this, in this church you have to have their Bible, with the Bible like downloaded into your brain and everything. So it's very, very like cultish. But yeah, apparently it was like 20 years ago there was like the original volume for this.
Is it that long ago?
That's what it said on the back there. Yeah.
I feel like I remember seeing it in a Wizard magazine or something.
Oh, that would have been like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
And yeah, still with Image. This one's a wicked cover.
It's a wicked cover, but I didn't care for the story too much. But only because not like
Rogue Sun.
It's part of that Radiant Black and Radiant Red and all that big supermassive crossover that started last week.
So. And I think Hugh has a cover for Radiant Red.
Yeah, it is. He does. Yeah. That's his cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what this is Rogue Sun is it's written by Parrott. What's the first name? Is it Rob Parrott? Ryan Parrott, and then the art is by Abel. And what it is it kind of has like a Power Ranger feel to it, which is...
They all do.
Yeah, which kind of is appropriate because that Parrott guy used to work on the Power Rangers. Mm. And they all kind of did great work on there, so let's branch out and do our own properties, but kind of still work with what we're good with. Yeah. So what it is there is the Rogue Sun. He's like a superhero. He has these sun powers. kind of like Sunfire in the X-Men. So and it's powered by
He's okay sometimes.
Yeah.
Depends who's writing him.
But it's powered by like a sunstone, like a gemstone.
Yeah, you can see that in his chest there.
Yeah, same thing. But he dies. Like the original one dies, and he ends up passing his powers on to his son, who he's like estranged with. He has different family and that, and the son gets the powers passed down to him through a will. The son and him don't have like any relationship, so
I shouldn't be expecting any powers or anything in your will.
Maybe a bill. The power of the bill collector. But then, he has these powers, and then he's start being a hero. But he's a kind of a dick kid, and he's a teenager, so obviously he has this attitude. So he goes out to try and fight one of his dad's enemies, and does a horrible job at it because he has no training ever at it, and it's just a suit. I mean, gives him the powers, but he doesn't have the knowledge or the training. So the villain beats him pretty fast and figures out that's not the original rogue son under there. And he's like, "Oh, I guess the rumors are true. You really are dead." Toodaloo kind of kitty. And there, I guess he's gonna start spreading the word. So he's got to figure out what to do from that. So again, nothing too spectacular.
That one sounds interesting.
It's a
compared to Radiant Black.
Yeah, it's a little bit better, but it's still very. I'm probably not gonna check it out anymore because I just don't care for like Power Ranger type of stuff. I've tried. I tried. I bought it. I read for like 2 years. Tried to read them. Like, I just can't get into it.
Next.
But it is great artwork in that too. Like it really is. It's just not my type of story.
Yeah.
That's the one genre I'm not a big fan of. Is like
the like Japanese kaiju.
Yeah, well, it's not even Japanese now. It's all over here. But yeah, the kaiju.
That's a Power Rangers. Power Rangers. Still sort of kaiju.
Yeah, what's I mean? Robots. Yeah, I'm just not. I just can't get into it.
Yeah, it's like even Voltron and stuff. I was never able to.
Yeah, like all the super robots.
Next up, we've got from Dark Horse Comics, Radio Spaceman. And I had this in my hand, and I couldn't remember if I had pulled it from Capcan or not. And I'm thinking I didn't, and I didn't grab it today.
I enjoyed it.
But this is, I mean, I saw it right away. It was Magnola, obviously.
He's doing the writing on here, but he did the cover.
He did the cover, yeah.
Yeah.
Great. We've looked at a lot of Magnola stuff lately, actually. Well, just by chance, watching those Hellboy movies and animated.
Well, I've always been a fan of Magnola, even before Hellboy. I always liked his art, even on Batman.
I think I saw there's even an amazing screw-on head coming out again.
Yeah, that's another character from this universe. Yep. It's all Hellboy universe stuff. Yep. Type. Pardon me. This one is Radio Spaceman. Like I said, from Mike Mignola doing the writing, and Greg Hinkle doing the art. And I like this. It's only one of 2 issues, so that's nice. So it's a nice little short story. And right away here, you just jump in. It's an exciting story. You don't need a bunch of backstory.
Yeah.
They don't have to do a bunch of details at the beginning to get you up to speed. What is, you got a guy who runs a giant ship, and we're talking like a giant ship, like a destroyer type thing, and he runs it all by remote. And even when he sits down to his like captain deck chair to do stuff, he plugs himself into it, like into his chest here, and it's all run by remote.
Kind of like Brainiac would.
Kind of, but into his chest. And then what you see on the cover there is one of his like drone type robot things that he sends out on when there's like a mission to be done. So he goes down to start this, save some people, and everybody knows him. He's the Radio Spaceman.
Numa 4.
Yes, on Numa 4. And yeah, so it's kind of neat. So he goes down there, and he's this, kick-ass kind of, I won't say Secret Service guy, but like space guy, kind of like a Flash Gordon type, or like a Star-Lord type of guy. But again, everything's all controlled through radio, controlled through this thing. So that's why it's called the Radio Spaceman. So yeah, it's really neat. I liked it so far. So we'll see what happens. Fun too, fun and lighthearted. Lots of really cool alien scenery, because he's fighting aliens and that on an alien space world. So lots of cool scenery and colors and landscape. I like that.
And then next up
just
is our last book. Yeah, we went through them pretty quick. There was only 10 this week.
Yeah, The Wrong Earth is that the last one.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
wrong Earth.
yeah, the wrong Earth,
Trapped
trapped
on
on
Teen
Teen Planet.
Planet.
I've read
That's a
a.
yikes.
Well, that's what's funny about these books from the Ahoy Comics, and we've covered a few of them. There was that one, was it called Bad Company or something like that a few months ago, or something like that, where it had like weird anthology of stories about they kind of rip off superheroes. Do you remember that? It doesn't matter, but it's more of an expansion on that type of universe. It's this is a one shot, and there's gonna be a couple of one shots growing, building on this wrong
Oh
Earth.
my goodness.
And what this is into, like I said, it is a like a parody almost of a parody. So they're doing a parody. They're parodying themselves, doing a parody of like the multiverse stuffs and that. So that's why I thought you like it. What it is
So did you say who this is from?
well,
The publisher?
it's from Ahoy Comics. That's what I said
Okay.
there. But for the people, there's a lot of creative talent on here because, like I said, they're trying to form this new universe over there, which is kind of like a comedy universe. So you got Gail Simone's on there and Bill Morrison and that. You got quite a few bigger names on there. And what's going on is you can see on the cover there's two people that look the same there. I think his name is Dragonfly Man. And what they are is one is like a very serious dark knight type of universe, and the other one's like a fun lighter type of universe. And they end up switching the multiverses, end up switching those two characters, and then with the sidekick there too, which is Stinger, I believe his name is. So they end up finding this out, and now they're having some kind of multiverse adventures too. But it's like I said, it's very funny, very comedic, in the sense that it's a parody of a parody. I just thought it was a fun read. I like what they're doing with this Ahoy Comics. Like I said, they're kind of building this superhero fun universe of like just some of the ridiculous characters.
We covered something recently from Ahoy as well.
Yeah, they do all kinds of like funny trope stuff and that. Yeah. So I really like that one. Was there something else I wanted to say about it? Oh, it's funny here. And what happens is they end up, and it made me think because I'll relate to our mail call a little bit later. One of the universes they go to in here is like not Archie, but it's totally an Archie universe, but they're parodying it. So everybody's drawn like an Archie character, and the story's like an Archie character, but they know it's like the real stuff in that. And apparently, I guess the main hero, Dragonfly, when he was a kid, he used to read Archie, and it was like his favorite thing. It helped him get through like abusive times and that. So he's all really into it. And it's kind of funny. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a good book. Like I said, I've enjoyed all those.
He was reading stuff like The Shield and
The Shield, or even just Archie itself. Up in here, they call it. It's not Archie. It's Sandy. I think he's called Sandy. Say no, the Adventures of Sandy, and they have every character there. They have like a Jughead character, and they have like a Moose character, and yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And you would notice the artwork right away. It's like totally like my art piece here. It's totally that art cover. Or that art. Why? Well, that's what I have for us now. That's everything.
Yeah, we covered all the news in the beginning. It was weird.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's still on the same time though. Like we're still on the same par. So we got some neat stuff in the mail this week. We got last week we showed you guys we got some autograph stuff, some of our books. We got the Swamp Dog books came back last week.
I thought of an idea for those.
Okay, well you can tell it or you can say. But as he's talking, I'll show you. We got our second batch of autograph books back this week. We got our Chicken Devil books back from Brian Buccello. So we got a few copies of ours.
Okay, here, you're dropping them again.
We got a few copies of ours up. He's got that nice silver down there.
Missed one.
And I keep over mine. We have one set will be ours, and we will have one set to give away.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. But what we have, he sent along to us. I sent one issue in of a copy of one in.
That's all that was out at the time.
That was all that was out at the time.
Number 2 actually.
Had just went out, so that's all we had sent. But he actually, because he said, "Oh, I'm sorry for taking so long," he actually sent a couple of copies of 2, 3, and 4, all autographed as well.
So there's 2 complete sets that are signed.
One set we're gonna keep for us at the moment.
Yeah. The other one, I don't know what we're gonna do quite for it yet. That'll probably be one of our next giveaways.
Well, we got a couple of things because we got that and we got some Swamp Dog ones too. So we can do that, or we can do smaller ones, or we can do one big one at the end. I like the smaller ones are always good. So
I think doing a set of 4 signed, that's a pretty good.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good set.
Okay.
Yes.
It's hard. They're slippery. I have small hands. But yeah, it was that was very nice of him to do that. Yeah, that was awesome. Tyler always gives me heck. Oh, you're sending too many books and that, and then they send more back. So yay!
Here's our story from last week. There.
Okay.
We had done our interview with Andrea Moody,
which was an awesome interview. But that interview and also the Maria Wolf.
Yeah.
It was. We always have issues of I don't know if it's internet or Skype or what, but it's either the sound doesn't work or it's Apple. Actually,
Apple needs to figure out the issues.
Yeah, so we either have issues with the sound or the video. They never seem to work. Sometimes it works, but so what we did last week is we did these really nice interviews. Maria did a wonderful sketch, but again, it didn't work. The video part.
The video feed was gone.
Yeah,
the sound was all right.
Yeah,
but the video feed was gone.
And
then it was the reverse for
Andre.
Andre, there was nothing.
Yeah,
it recorded for 12 minutes of half-hour interview. It was horrible.
Yes,
it was a great interview.
It was very nice. He's a pleasant man. He said he'll talk to us again. We are in the process of maybe getting another book out soon, and he has a cover for that already. I don't know if you saw it or not. He has one of the covers for that new book as well, so I'm sure we'll get to talk to him.
Oh, yes.
Not the other. So we'll probably get to him as well because I enjoy talking to him. But those are. I thought we were going there.
He's a hilarious guy.
He's very nice. Yeah.
That's what I was talking about with the signed stuff. You had a pile after talking to him. You were so excited. You had a pile about this big, probably 30, 40 books. I'm like, so is this your pile for choosing? And no, this is what I'm sending. Yeah. I'm like, whoa, that's getting a little bit greedy. Maybe we'll cut it down. And I came back upstairs I had about a couple hours later, and I think it was maybe half the size.
I got about 7 or 8. But it's what I was gonna say is those interviews are actually on Spotify, so they're still great interviews. Especially Moody. He didn't do a sketch because he's like a watercolorist, so that's kind of hard to do live. And I went.
He would have done that though. He could have talked forever.
Yeah, and same with Maria too. She did a really awesome sketch. She's on the show on Tags again this week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see what's going on with her.
Yeah.
So she offered to.
It's too bad that the video feed didn't work for Maria's interview.
She's going to come back on as well.
Us being in the prairies, she does a lot of what's like First Nations Aboriginal artwork, and that I think like people like I know Carlene and Harold like they would have liked to see those. So that's too bad that we couldn't show those off.
We're definitely gonna have her on again. She posted some work today that was all that themed. I don't know if you saw that as well too. But we were actually talking. Me and her were actually talking today because she wanted to know some hair questions. She was having some scalp and hair issues, so I was telling her what to do to have a lovely flowing mane and all that. But I also I'd mentioned to her after the interview last week that a friend of mine out in BC was selling a copy of her Bloodstone cover, which is like one of the hottest books around there for a little while. It still is very hot, but it was like the hottest book when it came out. So he managed to sell me a copy.
A couple were up for sale today, even.
Well, and it's funny because he had a copy, so I said, "Oh, would you mind sending it to her?" And she agreed to get that. So he actually said to me, "Oh, I have 3 copies."
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, I'll send off." I said, "I'll send off 3." I said, "Oh, that's cool." So she's gonna get that in a little while and send those back too, and we'll get her back on the air, and we'll keep 1 copy, and we'll obviously draw off or sell off or something like that for all our people here because. I mean, I just love talking with these people. I think it's so awesome. I love seeing them draw.
Oh, we know you like talking to them.
Well, yeah, it's just great. And speaking of artwork, what came across this week,
courtesy of Billy Lacasse.
Yeah, Billy Lacasse. He's been clearing out amazing treasures. I don't know if he's downsizing or maybe he's got kids that need to get braces or something, or his wife's making him get rid of some stuff. But
I'm pretty sure he's a musician. Maybe he needs money for starting up a gig or something.
Who knows? But he's been clearing out some wicked stuff this week. So I've been a fan of. I developed
you're brave.
another habit of getting original art because of Stefan and Mike and all those guys. So this week I was able to get. This is the opening page for Adventures of Superman. I think it's 501.
Superman or Superboy?
Adventures of Superman 551. And I thought it was kind of cool because I always liked the source wall when they referred to it in DC. It's kind of like a Sentinel type thing. It always kept back the multiverse and stuff. So I thought that was really cool. He was clearing it out, wasn't too expensive. Yeah, so I'm gonna hang that up next to my other growing collection of art from the Sketch Boys and all that. And then from him as well this week, which I thought was kind of cool. He has a bunch of commission works and tons of signed stuff. Oh, I got that signed stuff from him too. I forgot. Um, he had this, and he's got a lot of commission works that from expos and stuff over the years. And this is Harley Quinn, Zero Blank, that he got Dan Parent to do a Harley Quinn on. And I'm sure you guys can guess right away from the style of art there. That's Dan Parent from does the Archie. So that's pretty cool. I thought that was very nice. Not very often you see something like that. Like I said, I become a sucker for this original art. And then he had to, like I say, he's clearing out a bunch of other stuff that he had signed
Got
here.
a copy of that.
Yeah, so this is always a cool book to have around. We all have a copy of this, Teen Titans X-Men.
Expo 2011.
Yeah. Well, he has it signed by multiple people, so this one's done by Toronto.
Claremont. Yeah, he has it written on there and everything.
Yeah, so this was signed by Claremont and Jim Shooter and Walt Simpson. So that's pretty cool, too. And this is one of my favorite books when I was a little kid. It blew my mind because, again, no treasury size, kind of like the stuff we like nowadays. And this was just a creepy
Actually, yeah, that's like it's not treasury. That's like premium format these days.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
the one-shots.
Yeah.
But this was what Marvel graphic novel sizes used to come in.
And these stuff like New Mutants.
Yeah, these came out once in a while. And with awesome artwork in here, it's signed by Bernie Wrightson himself, who was the artist. And what's super cool about this book, and it really got me into liking, magic and mutiny type of stuff, monsters and mutants and stuff, is like
mutants.
Yeah, it's super hideous and alien like, and Spidey's never in that stuff. He gets sucked into a dimension and here has to fight monsters for a little kid.
I don't know, you repaint that a bit nowadays and that's just a cover for some stupid Venom carnage.
Yeah, but this was way better. So yeah, that was really cool. Like that was an introduction to me when I was a kid. So those were some neat stuff. So if I had some more liquid cash, I'd probably buy sets. But I'm trying to put money towards other stuff.
Well, yeah, another thing you spent your money on this week is
I bought these,
a set of the Turtles, reissues, but by Playmate, and like they're, as far as we can tell, it's just the 4 of them right now. This is Leo. But they're really good. Like those look like the original molds and everything. Like they got the weird proportioned heads, and
they are the original molds because they're made by Playmates. And like who was telling us this? Oh, it was Jason Flowers, because he was talking to the Playmates guys about getting Bounty Bullfrog made.
Mm-hmm.
Playmates still owns all the original molds and the rights to that stuff. So other companies nowadays, they just go to them and get their toys made by them.
Yeah.
In that turtle style.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, they could license the molds out, but they just make it themselves.
Yeah, they don't even
wholesale the figure out to them.
Yeah, that's the only thing they never sold.
Anyone could make them, I guess. Really, that's interesting.
Well, they do it themselves, and then they just
do the
licensing.
And I never thought about it. That last Ronin figure that's coming out.
I gotta pay for
that. Do you think that is?
No, it's not.
It's different. It's a fully articulated.
Yeah, it's more like
that would have been sweet if they had done last Ronin. Like original style, because it looks very similar.
Well, what I was going to do actually until we ordered that off the Big Country site, the last Ronin one.
But even like card backing, I'm talking, would have been cool.
No, but what I was going to do is I was going to take an old turtle like that, and I was going to just like kit bash it into a last Ronin. Mm-hmm. But I don't have to do that now. I got to pay for that. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, that is a wicked figure too.
That is a very nice figure. Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of Turtles fans, so I figured I'd pull that out.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
I think that's it.
I think that's about it. I'm looking around. I don't think anything else really
I came across. I have. It's up on the wall there if you want to grab them. The slabs, the swamp dog and the chicken devil slabs, or not? They're up on
No,
the.
we showed them off before.
What I was gonna say is I actually have come across. I have a couple of copies of each now. I thought I was only gonna have one. So if somebody would like a slab edition of Hughes covers for Swamp Dogs or for Chicken Devil, I do have a
9.8 CBCS.
9.8 CBCS authenticated Hugh Rookwood sign. Nice and cheap, only $70. Not cheap, sorry, inexpensive. They're not cheap books. They're inexpensive.
Compared to what some graded books go for, I would say $70 is nice and cheap. That's very affordable.
That's something I want to address news-wise.
Yep.
CGC, I'm not just saying rumors or anything here. Now, CGC actually put out like a PR this week saying that wait times now for books is a year.
Yeah, and that's what they're saying is if you send your books in, you're going to be waiting a year. That's times like what PSA was doing, and holding them there forever.
Well, I just don't understand, like, why is it a year? Because they just doubled their space and their staff last fall. So why is it taking a year? And also too,
it's not the space, it's not the staff. They need secondary locations.
I don't know about that.
Put a location north of the wall.
That doesn't make a difference. You still gotta have people to staff it.
I know, I get that, but
but yeah, so that's crazy. But meanwhile, they still keep on adding more and more of their own signature series stuff. So, and some of them are really dumb ones. Like they released one the other day, and it's like why? I don't even send that.
Well, yeah, one of the weirdest ones they had was Anne Hathaway.
That's not even that weird, but it was just like
that's pretty weird. All she's done is Catwoman. I'm sure people are jumping at the bit to get their Catwoman.
I thought the same thing. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
right.
We'll pull that one to the side for you, Stefan.
I'll make sure I'll send it to you and not.
That's 70 American, right?
No. I'll make sure I send that to you directly and not to Justin because I actually sent his Muppet book back.
I heard, yeah.
So I didn't know. So at least
Stefan's gonna get that a year from now.
That's what I said too. I told him that too. But I did send. I don't know if you got Han Solo or Lando yet. But I did send your copy of Dreamwalker out last week, so hopefully you'll get that soon, Stefan. Yeah, so that's kind of cool too.
Yeah. That's it. That's all we got.
Go
home.
Yeah, that's it. That's a lot. Yeah, we were supposed to do interview. I posted on NatDaddy that we were going to interview John Dexter for his Alpha Dog 2 book. The Kickstarter launched this week, March 2nd, I believe. So I've put that up on our site. Check it out. Give it a support if you would. I appreciate that. He's a great guy so far. Very eager. He's got lots of interviews going on that we were supposed to do with him tomorrow, but
his week is all...
he thought it was for today, so we're removing it, or not removing it.
That's
we're
okay.
Rescheduling
going forward, we're not going to announce dates. We're just going to say we're doing this. Not saying it'll be up by this time. Oh, it's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, that's cool too, and hopefully soon we'll get to announce. Again, we got a couple of projects in the works. That's super awesome. We kind of mentioned that Michael Berglund there is involved, so guys, follow Michael Berglund. His art is amazing. Did you see that piece he put up this week of Iron Man and Titanium? That was just superb, superb. Yeah, come check out Tags this weekend. Like I said, Batman theme, or sorry, Dark Knight Universe theme.
What's is it? Are they taking requests this week, or is it? Yeah,
it's requests.
So your name gets pulled. What's your request? Are you doing a mashup?
Yeah. I was thinking up a little bit earlier, and I think I want to have Daffy Duck as the Dark Knight.
The Duck Knight.
The Duck Knight, yeah. If it's just straight up Batman, that's cool too. I want to have half Batman face, half Two-Face face done. That'd be cool too. Yeah. But we'll see.
There you go. That's some time to think about that.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got a couple of ideas.
Yeah. Well, I always have ideas. I wake up in the middle of the night with ideas, and I have to write them down. Like
Daffy Duck is the Joker. Call him Laffy Duck or something.
That's a cool one too.
Yeah.
There was a Joker Daffy Duck comic a few years ago when they were doing those.
Just have a whole Looney Tunes spread.
I want to do. Remember, I have that one written down upstairs where I want to have Daffy Duck as Doctor Strange, just so he can say the master of mysticism. All right. We were supposed to sign off 5 minutes ago. All right, everybody. Appreciate, support each other. Take care.
See you guys.